Her hand hovered on the doorknob, perfume drifting into hallway like a fading memory I could almost grasp but not hold. "I won't be long," she said. Words that should have been simple, even comforting. But that night, there was a difference in her tone, light, distant, as if she wasn't trying to soothe me, but to remind me how little my presence mattered. From the couch, my fingers curled around the rim of a cooling coffee cup. I looked up and replied quietly, "Take your time." And then, almost unconsciously, I added, "There's nothing left here for you." My voice didn't crack, didn't rise. It was calm, too calm. She froze for a heartbeat, shoulders tensing ever so slightly, before stepping out. The door clicked behind her, leaving a silence heavy enough to prove she hadn't only taken her keys. She had carried away what remained of us. The unraveling hadn't started that night. It had begun a month ago, a collection of small cracks that seemed harmless on their own. Late nights at the office, the insistence on taking her phone everywhere, the subtle smiles at glowing screens I couldn't see. At first, I blamed myself. Too much work, not enough attention, not enough reason for her to stay. But instinct rarely lies, and mine whispered louder each day. The first undeniable fracture came 3 weeks ago. She said she was meeting a friend. An hour later, her location pinged from a hotel across town. I told myself it was a glitch, anything but the truth, that the woman I had planned a life with had already left me in the ways that mattered most. When she finally returned that night, late as always, I sat on the couch pretending to watch TV. Her heels clicked softly across the floor. "You're still up?" she asked, masking surprise with lightness. "I was waiting," I said evenly. "For what?" she asked, eyes sliding past mine as she set down her purse. "For you, maybe for the truth." Her composure cracked for a fraction of a second. The practiced smile returned almost immediately, pitying, dismissive. "James, not tonight. I'm exhausted. Where were you?" "With Anna," she answered too smoothly, too quickly. "Anna," I repeated, eyes fixed on hers. She faltered. "What's that supposed to mean?" "It means," I said slowly, rising to my feet, "I know you weren't with Anna." The air thickened. Her hand hovered over her phone, fingers trembling. "You've been tracking me," she whispered. "No," I said. "Your phone gave you away. Maybe by accident. Or maybe fate wanted me to know." After that night, we moved through the house like strangers sharing the same walls, speaking only when necessary. Neither of us named it, but the truth thrummed between us like a live wire. Then tonight, she dressed with more care than she had in months. Makeup applied just right. Perfume clinging. That black coat I once adored. "I won't be long," she said. I gave her my answer. When the door closed, I went to her nightstand. The second phone waited exactly where I expected it. On the screen, her double life unfolded. "Can't wait to see you again. Same place tonight. He doesn't suspect a thing. He's so distant now. I think he knows. I just want this to be over." I didn't rage. I didn't smash the phone or throw her clothes. I sat on the bed's edge, scrolling through every lie, every betrayal, until trust itself felt like a corpse between us. She returned past midnight. The fridge hummed as I waited in the kitchen under a single lamp. "You're awake again?" she asked, annoyed. "Yeah," I said. "Wanted to make sure you got back safe." Her eyes narrowed. "You're being strange." I set the second phone on the counter between us. Blood drained from her face. "Where were you?" I asked, calm but sharp. Her hand hovered near the phone. "You went through my things?" "No," I said. "I went through our things and I found him." Her eyes filled with instant, guilty tears. "James, don't." I interrupted gently. "Don't tell me it just happened. Don't call it a mistake. This wasn't a stumble. This was deliberate." She broke then, crying openly, voice shaking through excuses, dinners that turned into nights, loneliness, and how he made her feel alive again. That word, alive, echoed long after her voice fell silent. Did she really believe to feel alive she had to destroy what we built together? The next morning, I placed 2 packed suitcases by the door. Mine stayed, hers did not. "Where am I supposed to go?" she whispered, panic in her voice. I'm not leaving, I said, sipping my coffee. You are. Please, James, can't we talk about this? We did, and she never listened. In the days that followed, she tried bargaining, reminding me of our history, everything we had built, but the foundation she spoke was gone, crushed under her own choices. I filed for separation, froze the accounts, and changed the locks once she carried out her essentials. She walked away with a suitcase, an empty apology, and the illusion of a prize for the man waiting in the shadows. But he didn't win her heart. He only claimed what was left of her wreckage. Weeks later, she called. I just wanted to see how you're doing, she said softly. I'm good, I replied truthfully. Better than I've been in a long time. I made a mistake, she whispered. No, I corrected. You made a decision. Silence stretched between us, filled with all the words that would never be said. Then she asked, fragile, so there's really nothing left for me? I closed my eyes, letting the months of grief press heavy on my chest, and exhaled. No, not here. Healing doesn't roar. It flickers quietly. In morning coffee taken alone without bitterness. In nights where the bed feels like space rather than absence. In a first smile at a stranger that doesn't feel like betrayal. I think of her sometimes, not in anger, not in sorrow, but with a detached curiosity reserved for a story you once loved, only to have it betray you in the final chapters. She said she wouldn't be long. I told her, take your time. And this time I meant it, because time is mine,